Now let us continue this video talking about operators in Java. An operator is a symbol or keyword that performs a specific operation or action on values and variables. The first type of operators we are going to see are arithmetic operators. Arithmetic operators are basic operators that allow us to perform arithmetic operations. So we have arithmetic operators in Java such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulus, which we are going to see briefly in this video. So I already have my two variables s and n written down here, and I'm just going to declare a third variable which is going to be an integer m. So I will say int m and I will assign this the value 10. Now let's perform some arithmetic operations on these given variables. I am going to minimize this to increase space on our screen. Okay. So the first arithmetic operator we will see is addition. Addition is denoted with the plus sign. So we are printing the sum of m plus n. Since m is 10 and n is 3, we are going to have the addition of m plus n, and the result here is going to be 13. The next operation we will see is the subtraction operation. So we have subtraction m minus n. It is denoted using the minus symbol. M minus n. M is 10 while n is 3. So the result here is going to be 10 minus 3, which will be 7. Next we have multiplication. It is denoted using an asterisk to multiply two values. So I have m as 10 times n, which is 3. So 10 times 3 is going to give us 30, and that will be our result here. The next operation we are going to have is the division operation. It is denoted with a forward slash. And finally, we have the modulus operator denoted with a percentage sign. So the division and modulus operator are both used for dividing numbers, but they are different in their functioning. If we have an operation such like what we have presently, 10 divided by 3, given that these two values are integers, so let me precise int 10 and int 3. Normally in mathematics, when we divide 10 by 3 using the long division method, we get a result which looks like 3 and then remainder 1. So this is similar to what is happening between the division and modulus operators. The division operator gives us the quotient of the result only. The quotient of the result of 10 divided by 3, given that 10 and 3 are integers, is going to give us a quotient of 3 and a remainder of 1, because the answer is 3 remainder 1. So this is simply to say that when we use the division operator, it gives us only the quotient part of the result, while when we use the modulus operator, which is the percentage sign, it gives us only this remainder. So this means that on our example here, m divided by m, which is same as 10 divided by 3, it is going to give us a quotient of 3, while on the other line, where we have the modulus operator, 10 modulus 3 is going to give us a remainder of 1. So let's now run our program to see all the results being displayed. Okay, we see addition 13, subtraction 7, multiplication 30, division 3, and modulus 1 as expected. So those are arithmetic operators in Java. Now let's look at another type of operators in Java, which are increment operators. Increment operators are simply operators that increase the value of a variable by 1. There are two types of increment operator, which are postfix increment operator and prefix increment operators. The postfix increment operator increases the value of a variable after it has been used in an operation, while the prefix increases the value of a variable before it is used in an operation. Let's see the functioning of these two different types of increment operators. So I am going to use the variables m and n which we have above, and I'm going to write their sum. So here I am printing the sum of m and n, and then I will increment n afterwards. So the double plus symbols which I have written after the variable name n simply indicates that we are incrementing the value of n by 1, or we are using an increment operator on the variable n. So this is a postfix increment operator, meaning that I'm going to first perform this operation m plus n, and then after the operation is complete, I will increment n by 1 by writing n plus plus. So let's now print the value of n after the incrementation. Okay, let's save the program now, and then we will run it to see the result. So we see m plus n gives 13 because m is 10 while n is currently 3. So 10 plus 3 will give this 13 that we have, but we see that below when we have printed or displayed the value of n, n is displayed as 4. Let's print a more understandable message here. Okay, now let's quickly run this again. Okay, so now we see it displays m plus n equals 13, but sorry, I forgot to put m here. Okay, so we see it is displayed m plus n equals 13, but m is equal to 10 and n equals 4. How is this possible? This is because the value of n was initially 3, and then it is only after the operation m plus n was completed that n was incremented by 1 to give 3 plus 1 equal to 4 now. This is because we used a postfix increment operator in which the value of the given variable to be incremented is only going to be incremented after the operation in which it is currently at is completed. Now let's use a prefix increment operator to see the difference between the two. So with the prefix increment operator, I'm going to first write my double plus before writing the variable name n. So this time around, I am saying m plus n. This means that we are going to take the value of n, and then for n, we will first increment its value from 3 to 3 plus 1, which will give 4, before performing the whole operation of m plus n. So now let's run this again, and we are going to see how different the result is. Okay, this time around we see m plus n gives 14, while m equals 10 and n equals 4. So this one gives a more accurate result. Okay, now that we have seen about increment operators, similar to increment operators, we also have decrement operators. Decrement operators are simply operators that decrease the value of a variable by exactly 1. There are also two types of decrement operators, which are the prefix and the postfix decrement operators. Their functioning are exactly the same as for increment operators in the postfix and prefix sense, but as we said, instead of increasing or incrementing, we are going to be decrementing the values with the postfix operator. So let's see, for example, I'm going to use a prefix decrement operator here. Instead of saying plus plus n, I will say minus minus n. This is a prefix decrement operator. So what it's going to do is that it is going to subtract 1 from the current value of n. N is currently 3, so 3 minus 1 is going to be 2. This means in this operation, the value of n is going to be considered as 2. Let's save this and run again. Okay, so we see the result gives m plus n equals 12 because the value of n is decremented by 1, as we said, where m equals 10 and n equals 2. Now let's make this a postfix decrement operator and see how different it is. So I'm going to say this time around n minus minus, and let's run the program one more time. First of all, I will save it. Okay, this time around we see m plus n equals 13, but m equals 10 and n equals 2. Normally 10 plus 2 is going to be 12, but since we use a postfix decrement operator, the operation was completed first. The operation m plus n was completed, and then only after then was the value of n actually decremented. So those are increment and decrement operators in Java.